Okay, have you ever just had this feeling that something's not quite right with the world? Like maybe, just maybe, it's all an illusion?
Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're diving into a really ancient and pretty radical philosophy that says that gut feeling you have is totally spot on. We are talking about Gnosticism, a worldview that sees our reality not as some divine gift, but as a kind of cosmic prison.
All right, so let's start with the basic Gnostic diagnosis of our reality. Their core belief, it's not just that the world has problems, no, it's that the whole system is fundamentally broken. There is a major flaw in reality itself. So for the ancient Gnostics, the universe looked something kind of like this, a really complex, layered structure. Way, way up at the top, you've got a perfect divine realm of pure spirit. And then way down here, at the bottom, trapped, that's our flawed material world. And this entire idea hinges on one key concept, dualism. It's the belief that reality is radically split in two. You have a good, pure, spiritual world, and then you have our world, the physical, material one, which they saw as a flawed copy, basically a glitch in the cosmic matrix. So for them, this world wasn't a divine creation you should celebrate. Not at all. It was an elaborate prison, cleverly designed to trap the human spirit and keep it locked up in ignorance and illusion.
So, if we're living in a prison, you gotta ask the question, right? Who built this place? Who's the warden?
They called this creator the Demiurge. Now, this is super important. This is not the true ultimate god. He's more like a lower, flawed being, an artisan, like the name suggests, who just completely botched the job. He created our material world, but he did it out of ignorance, without really understanding the perfect divine realm he was trying to copy. And this is where the Gnostic view gets seriously radical. You have the true God, who's unknowable, perfect, and totally beyond our universe. And then you have the Demiurge, the creator and ruler of our universe. And for a lot of Gnostics, this guy was the jealous, wrathful God you read about in the Old Testament. And the Demiurge didn't work alone. He had these servants called archons. You can think of them as cosmic bureaucrats, or even better, the prison guards of reality. Their entire job is to enforce the rules of this material prison and make sure our souls never remember where they came from and never ever escape. So, okay, if we're in a prison run by a flawed god and his cosmic goons, what does that make us? Are we just helpless prisoners? Not exactly. According to Gnosticism, here's the twist. A tiny piece of that true divine world, a spark of pure light, actually fell into this material mess. And that spark is now trapped inside some of us. We're like royalty living in exile, completely unaware of our true heritage. What's really fascinating is that Gnostics didn't think everyone had this spark. They actually sorted humanity into three types. First, you have the Hylics, who are just completely bound to matter, no chance of waking up. Then, the Psychics, who have a soul and can find salvation through faith, kind of like mainstream believers. But then, you have the Pneumatics, the spiritual ones. They are the ones carrying that divine spark, the pneuma, which makes them the only ones who can achieve true liberation through knowledge. So, the big question, how do you escape this cosmic prison? Well, the Gnostic answer wasn't faith or good deeds or following the rules. Nope, it was knowledge. But listen, we're not talking about learning facts from a book here. The Greek word is gnosis. It's a deep, personal, transformative inner revelation. It's that lightning bolt moment when the prisoner suddenly realizes they are in a prison and remembers where they truly came from. It's a full-on awakening. This ancient quote just captures it perfectly. Gnosis is the ultimate self-knowledge. It's about answering the most fundamental questions about who you are, not through belief, but through direct, personal experience. So the ultimate goal is this profound act of remembering who you really are, a process they called anamnesis. This special knowledge, this gnosis, is the key that unlocks the cage. It lets the divine spark inside you break free from the physical body, ascend past all those archon guards, and finally return home to the pleroma, the divine realm of fullness and light. Now, this whole idea of a hero who wakes up to find out they're living in a fake reality that was designed to keep them trapped, does that sound strangely familiar? It probably should. The legendary sci-fi author Philip K. Dick was totally obsessed with Gnostic ideas. I mean, he pretty much built his whole career on this theme, that our everyday reality is a black iron prison, a grand deception designed to keep us in the dark. And this blueprint for a cosmic prison break has become a huge deal in modern movies. Just think about it. The Matrix has a demiurge-like architect and archon-like agents. The Truman Show has a creator god controlling every single piece of a fake world. These are Gnostic stories, just repackaged for a modern audience.
So what this all shows is that this ancient, really radical idea that maybe we're all asleep in a prison of illusion is absolutely timeless. It just keeps popping up in our stories, pushing us to question the very nature of our reality.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought. The Gnostics offered an escape plan that wasn't based on belief, but on waking up. And it really makes you wonder, what illusions are we still trapped in today?